Hi everyone, I'm Kelsie and welcome back to my channel, Connecting with Spirit. So in today's video, I am going to be connecting in with the Leopard collective consciousness, and I'm going to be channeling a few messages and taking you through a bit of a healing, a meditation. I'm actually not quite sure what it's going to be, to be perfectly honest, because if you know me or you watch any of my videos, I get some information and then I connect in and I just go with the flow. So we're just going to see how this kind of unfolds. What I do know is we're going to be connecting into the womb and going from there. But before we do that, I am just going to tell you a little bit of a wee story about how all this came to be, how I got to this space of where I am going to be channeling messages from the animal kingdom. And then I'll let you know some of the messages that I've already received from the Leopard Collective Consciousness, and then we'll go into the meditation and healing thing. So it was a couple of weeks ago now. I'm in India at the minute, and I was up in the mountains with my partner, and we were going for a walk to see the sunrise, and it was quite dark. And we ended up bumping into this local man, and my partner got talking to him because my Hindi is not up to scratch at the minute, but getting there. And they were just talking about bits and pieces, and the local guy ended up mentioning that there was a wild tiger loose in the hills or the mountains where we were, and that it wasn't a man-eater, but it did eat like livestock or dogs and things like that. And when I heard this, I was absolutely horrified. Because quite honestly, well, I'm Irish, so I didn't think that there would be anything to worry about in the mountains, because in Ireland at home, there's nothing to worry about. You just don't think about it. So I was absolutely horrified to find out there was one of the big cats just roaming around, and a part of me was like, oh my goodness, I want to see it, like where is it? It would be so cool to see it in the wild. And the other part of me was like, absolutely don't be ridiculous, Kelsie, like get off this mountainside now. You don't want to be anywhere near that big predator. And I noticed, actually, because it was dark, and when the sunrise started to come up, we ended up bumping into the local guy again, and he had dogs with him. And oh my goodness, one of the dogs had claw marks all down its backside, like as if a giant cat had tried to grab onto it and the dog had somehow escaped. And when I saw that, it was it just made it very real for me, because the way where someone tells you something, you're like, oh yeah, okay, and then you see evidence and you're like, oh my goodness, it's okay, it's real. So when I saw that, I was just even more horrified. But yeah, so there was a tiger roaming around where we were. And that day, there was just an unusual amount of animals. Yes, I was out in nature, so there was going to be more animals than usual. But we ended up seeing cats, dogs, there was chickens. We ended up getting lost in kind of like this herd of cattle. And when we were driving back to the city centre, I ended up seeing a camel just like randomly in the city, which I think is a bit mad because it's not something that you'd usually see in general, but in the city also. But that's kind of why I love India, because you never know what you're gonna see. It's kind of like expect the unexpected. So anyway, after seeing all these animals, I noticed it and I was kind of like, okay, there's just a lot of animals, and I didn't do anything with it. And then a couple of days later, my partner comes across, I think he got a notification, or he was just made aware that there was 2 wild leopards in the city. And according to him, that's really rare for them to wander into the city like that. Sometimes on the outskirts, they might have leopard sightings and stuff like that, but it's very rare for the leopards to actually come into the city center, and it was quite close to where we are. So there ended up being animal rescue was called, and they tranquilized the leopards, and then they brought them back out into the wild and released them. And the animal rescue did up it's kind of like it was a video of some footage of the leopards caught on like security cameras, and then their own footage that they took of capturing the leopards and tranquilizing them and that sort of stuff. Really interesting to watch. I'll leave the link in the description box. But at the end, there was this shot of the leopard where it had woken up after being tranquilized, and it just looked into the camera, and there was just this energy that was exchanged between me and the leopard. Like I was jolted with the energy, and it got my attention because I was like, oh my goodness, what on earth was that? And I asked Spirit about it, and it was crickets from Spirit. Didn't get any information from Spirit. Tumbleweeds, like nothing. So I was like, okay, I'll just leave it for now. I went about my business, started recording a few other videos and whatnot, and then I got a download after some time to say that the animal community, the animal world, the animal collective consciousness was reaching out to me because it wanted to connect, and it wanted me to channel messages for it. And I just felt so unbelievably honored that they would ask me to do this work for them. That of course I said yes, because I absolutely love animals. I do have a special connection with animals, and it's really strong. So I just felt absolutely honored, and I do feel absolutely honored to make this video for you, to connect in with the animal collective consciousness and to channel their messages or bring through whatever healing or wisdom it is that they are looking for me to bring through to you all. So that's kind of the story of how it came about. And of course then it was the leopards because of that jolt of energy that I felt, that they wanted to be the first to come through to for me to channel messages through to you. So that is what I'm going to do today, except I'm working a little bit differently. So I normally just connect in and we roll with it, which I will be doing for the healing, but the leopards did want me to connect in with them before I went live on a video, so that's what I did. I think it was last week. I just connected into the collective consciousness to see what messages that they wanted me to channel, and I've just written it down, so I'm just going to read it out for you, and then we'll get into the healing. So it's actually the leopard that is in the video that I channeled. So she gave me a name of Misty, which I think is so lovely. So it's her that is coming through with these messages when I connected in last week. And she was just saying that the leopards are dying because of deforestation and land grabs. Their habitats are being destroyed, and with them their food source is dwindling, which is why they venture out of their own territory, let's say, into the land of humans. So I looked it up actually today, just to see what the leopard population is, and in India it's currently around 14,000. But of course it's not going to be accurate because leopards are quite elusive, and worldwide it's between 50 and 100,000, which is really quite a low number, and they're classed as a vulnerable species. And then Misty went on to say that, whereas more sort of what I felt when I connected into the energy, that there was just this longing to go home, back to the way it once was, where humans and animals lived in harmony and mutual respect of each other and Mother Nature. And then when I was in her energy fields, I do work a lot on an emotional level, so it's just picking up on some of the emotions that I could feel within her energy field. And I felt the death energy really strongly, of the old ways of harmony. There was heartbreak, pain, hardship, strife, difficulty, hunger, starvation, hopelessness, grief, and longing. So some pretty tough emotions there that the leopards and the leopard collective consciousness are feeling and have been feeling. And then Misty went on to say that leopards represent divine feminine power, that they hold the codes for divine feminine power, and that the dark forces on the earth today are deliberately causing unfavorable circumstances like deforestation and whatnot to curb the leopard population because of the codes that leopards hold, which I thought was very interesting. And she also said that leopards provide a balance to toxic masculinity and the corrupt feminine, because they are the key holders of divine feminine codes and wisdom. So what I gathered from the corrupt feminine, if you're not sure what I'm talking about, is when, let's say, a human, their dominant energy is divine feminine energy, but they have been corrupted in some ways. So it's almost like they've been reprogrammed and they're out of balance. So they're not in holding that vibration of divine feminine energy, that they've actually leaned over to a divine or a masculine energy, sometimes a toxic masculine energy. Sometimes it can be because they've been programmed in childhood with toxic masculine energy. It's patterns that have been passed down through the generation, or if it's been energy that's been picked up because they have been brought up. So when you're a child, you're in like a really, it's kind of like you're a sponge and you just absorb everything in your immediate environment, and that becomes your programming. So sometimes when feminine energy can be like overpowered and programmed with masculine energy or toxic masculinity, and then that becomes the default programming. So that's what they mean, or what I gather they mean by corrupt feminine. So that person is no longer in what their natural state would be, the divine feminine energy, but they're actually have been corrupted. So now they operate at a more masculine energy, or even a toxic masculine energy. So hopefully that makes sense. And then Misty went on to say that divine feminine wisdom can be found in the womb, and that she wanted me to lead a healing, a meditation, some sort of a guided thing, ceremony, where we connect into our wombs and listen to the wisdom that it holds, or the messages that the leopards themselves want to bring through. So, oh, that's funny. So it's just gone on 13 minutes as I'm saying this, and 13 is a number of the divine feminine. So if you're seeing the angel number 1313, is usually about divine feminine power, which I did see last week when I was channeling the leopards when I connected in. So no surprise that we're going to be going into the actual connecting into the womb just as the timestamp turns 13 minutes. So super interesting. Okay, and then so one thing just off the bat to say is that if you have had your womb removed, so you don't physically have a womb anymore, you can still connect into the divine feminine wisdom of your womb, because energetically in your etheric body, the energy is still there, so you can connect into it. No need to worry if that is the case for you. You can still benefit from this healing and connect into the energy of your womb, even if you don't have it physically, because it's always going to be there energetically. Okay, so let's get into this. Okay, so I'm just going to call in all of your lovely healing teams of light, because mine is here already. I'm going to call in all of your healing teams of light, calling in all of your healing teams of light, and I'm just going to ask them all to activate a sacred healing space around us all now, energetically, and to anchor it in. So you might I'm just going to invite you to connect in with this energy, just to see what you can sense with your psychic senses. I usually see it as a lattice dome, because it's primarily done by the angels when I lead a healing. And this time I'm just seeing a lot of animals, as you would expect, connecting into the animal kingdom. And of course the leopards coming in as well. I just see a few of them kind of like prowling around. So there's some leopards prowling around outside the sacred space, almost like guardians. And then there's 3 leopards inside this sacred space with us. Three symbolizing the energy of power, the power of 3. Thank you. So I'm just going to ask for your permission, if it's okay to connect into your energy. Just giving your permission whatever way feels comfortable for you. If you would like to receive this energy healing meditation today. Thank you. Just going to ask to be connect me into all the beautiful souls who have given their permission now and in the future. Watch this video, please, and thank you very much. Excuse me, I might burp at certain times during this video. It's just my way of clearing the energy, just so you know. We're already starting some clearing. The voice is going. Okay, so I'd invite you to take 3 deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And throughout this, you can keep your eyes open or your eyes closed, sitting up, lying down, whatever feels comfortable for you. As the leopards activate a special protection around each and every one of you now. It's in relation to divine feminine power. I'm seeing a sword that's like facing down. I'm seeing a lot of gold as well as silver coming in for this. And I'm seeing like the leopards come right up in front of your face, so you might even get a glimpse of their eyes looking at you, because that's what it feels like they're doing. They're moving from person to person. It seems like we're all in a circle, and they're moving from person to person and just gazing at you, and then they move on to the next person. So you might get a quick flash of leopard eyes or leopard face, and even see them walking around us in circle. As Misty takes the lead for this, as this divine protection is anchored in. I'm just hearing like, as I'm seeing that sword with the blade pointed down into the earth, and almost like you're holding it. I heard the words Camelot, like Knights of the Round Table. So I'm not hugely familiar with King Arthur, but that's the sort of vibes or energy that I'm getting. So some connection there. as the leopards just finish activating that protection in for each and every one of us and anchoring it in. I'm just going to take us through a little bit of a grounding to make sure that we're fully present here in our physical bodies, fully present here on earth, and fully grounded into Mother Earth Gaia, so that we're better able to receive these messages and connect into our womb space as we go. And I'm going to bring down this leopard energy from source, that's of the highest and purest love and light vibrational frequency. Bring it down into your stellar gateway chakra. It's looking like leopard skin, the color of it, the orange with the black spots. As that comes spiraling into your stellar gateway chakra, just opening your stellar gateway to receive. As it moves down into your soul star chakra, which is just above your crown, your head, opening your soul star chakra. And also, if you're finding it difficult to follow along, if you'd like to visualize your chakras like as doors or as flowers opening, feel free to do so, whatever feels best for you. As this beautiful, magnificent, stunning leopard energy continues to spiral down into your crown chakra, just opening your crown. Some clearing happening. Excuse me. As the energy continues to flow down into your third eye chakra, opening up your third eye. As it moves steadily down into your throat chakra, opening up your throat. So your throat chakra is currently receiving an activation for divine feminine. It's divine feminine codes, light codes going in there for power, for wisdom. So a gift from the leopards, gift from the leopard collective consciousness to humanity. So you might feel energy around your throat chakra. You might even feel like coughing. For some of you, there's going to be some clearing happening there in the throat. So coughing, it might just feel like there's something there as the leopards work on it for you and activate these light codes within or awaken them. Yeah, you could feel just weird sensations. There might be, if you're talking, there just might be something weird happening with your voice. Coughing, finding it difficult to swallow, these sorts of things. Or like you need to clear your throat. Or like I'm feeling now like a phlegm sort of build up type thing. Thank you, leopards. As those codes are fully activated, anchored in, awakened. As the leopard energy continues to spiral down into your heart, your higher heart, your heart chakra, just opening up your heart, your higher heart, your heart chakra to receive all that you need during this session. I'm hearing for some of you, you're going to be receiving diamond light codes, is what I'm hearing. Lighting up your heart, your higher heart, and your heart chakra specifically. So you might see or sense a diamond light, so it's looking like white It looks like diamond in light form, but very white with sort of like a silver tinge to it, a sparkling glass kind of look to it, if that makes sense. As the diamond light codes are activated and anchored into your heart space, your higher heart, and your heart chakra, I'm also seeing the leopards like put their paw on your heart, almost like leaving a leopard paw print. And it's like it's reawakening your connection to leopards. It's kind of like a remembrance, a sort of a wake-up call, like, hello, you have a connection to the leopards type thing. A gentle awakening and remembrance of your connection to the leopard collective. So it's like some of you, it's an invitation to connect to leopards. There's also a sense of like some of you might have been leopards in a past life. Had pets, had leopards as pets, something like this as well. And it's feeling very much like not only on Earth but on other planets where there were leopard type beings. Like they were your friends, they were your pets, they were your familiars. I'm getting that sort of vibe, that energy. And it feels like because they're reawakening this information within you that you will get the sense of what the connection is for yourself. Thank you. As this beautiful leopard energy continues down the shoulders, arms, and into the palm of your hand chakras, just opening up your palm chakras to receive. So I'm hearing the word hand holding, like you're being supported, like you're not alone, that you're being guided. For some of you, it feels like you have a leopard guide, like a power animal or a leopard spirit guide. And it's like your leopard is holding your hand or taking your hand to guide you somewhere. You'll know if this is you. You might, before stumbling across this video, have had the leopard just popping up randomly, and it's been kind of following you around, and you've been kind of like, what is this about? I have no idea. That it might be an indication that the leopards want to connect with you, or that you have a leopard spirit guide that wants to get your attention and has brought you to this video as a result, in order to connect and communicate with you. And that they would like to deepen this relationship and connect with you going forward, because there's wisdom they want to impart. They want to hold your hand so you know that they're there, that for strength, for courage, for divine feminine power, these sorts of things, and that they're guiding you somewhere. Thank you. Beautiful. As this beautiful leopard energy continues down into your solar plexus chakra, some clearing happening here in the solar plexus. So this, I would also say, is like another power center: willpower, free will, choice. So the leopards are doing some work here on you in relation to those themes, as well as empowerment, some clearing out of old energy, and some activating of new energy in relation to that: free will, power, empowerment, willpower. It's like an energy exchange. Almost like leopard energy is going in there into your solar plexus chakra, because I'm just seeing that, you know, the fur of the leopards, the orange and the black spots, that energy going in. For some of you as well, it's almost like I'm seeing a tiny leopard curling up inside your solar plexus chakra. Also hearing like a totem animal, for some of you, the leopard. Like I said, a spirit guide, a totem animal, or a power animal. And if you're not sure what they are, you can always look them up after, as well as looking up the leopard and the spiritual meaning of the leopard and what the energy is behind it. But for this session, the leopard is all about divine feminine power and wisdom. I'm also hearing grace, strength, and courage. Okay, thank you. As the beautiful, I want to say like beautiful, magnificent, stunning, because that is how I feel whenever I see a leopard. And if you watch the video where they captured those leopards in the city, like, they are absolutely magnificent looking creatures. So that is what I'm feeling like the energy is, but also because I'm biased because I think they're magnificent. So as their magnificent energy continues to spiral into your sacral chakra, opening and activating your sacral. So this is the other seat of your divine feminine power and wisdom, like I mentioned before, the womb, but also the female sex organs, reproductive system, and your sacral chakra, home to your emotions, your intuition, power. So it feels like they're just really opening up this center for you. You might feel that sort of sensation, like an opening and expansion is what it feels like. It's feeling like super light for me, as if someone is stretching it open, almost like there's a bubble there. It's an interesting sensation, so you might be feeling different sensations. It's just expansive energy from the leopards goes into your sacral chakra to activate divine feminine wisdom, divine feminine power in this space, and also in your reproductive organs. So that's physically and energetically. Like I said before, you don't have to have the organs physically. That the activations will take root energetically, and you can still access the wisdom and power energetically, even if you don't have the physical organs. I just want me to remind you of that it's really important. Just like a really dark message coming in that the dark forces on the planet know how powerful the womb is, and that's why they remove it. But of course, you can't remove it fully because the energy is still going to be left there. So it's almost as if like they're going to be thwarted anyway, because even if you don't have it physically, you can still access the energy energetically, like I've been saying. But it's something that you need to keep in mind, that you need to remember that you still have the etheric, energetic imprint of the womb, even if you don't physically have one. They just keep stressing this message like it's super important. That they might have tried to disempower you by taking away your womb, but physically, but energetically, you're not disempowered. It's still there. Still there to be accessed. It also goes for any reproductive organs that might have been removed. And then again, any organ in general that you physically might have lost the organ, but energetically in your etheric it is still very much active and waiting to be accessed is what I'm hearing. Thank you. So I'm hearing, because there's a lot of work going on around the sacral, around the reproductive organs, that this is going to continue for a couple of days. So just to be aware, if you feel any sort of sensations around the sacral, or indeed reproductive organ sort of locations, to not be alarmed is what I'm hearing. The leopards just want to reassure that it is all unfolding as it should, as it needs to, as they bring in this energy and the activations and it takes root and your energy adjusts to this new energy that they've brought in and awakened within you. So for some of you, I'm hearing you might even experience some physical like pain, almost like you know when you ovulate and you sometimes get that sharp pain, but it's only a quick like 1 or 2 seconds and then it's over. Sensations like that, like a pricking sensation, but some things like that is what I'm feeling. For some of you, it's because psychic surgery is going to be performed on you. So I'm feeling like there might be cysts or endometriosis or something is what I'm hearing. And it's like your healing teams and the leopards are going to work on your reproductive organs for you. It's like a healing. There is psychic surgery where they're going to energetically remove those sorts of things, cysts, bits and pieces that don't need to be there anymore. It's quite extensive healing and clearing. So if you do feel, because I've had psychic surgery done to me before by my healing team, and it literally feels like someone is cutting into you when they're not. When there's no one in the physical cutting into you, but it feels like that. So you might feel those sorts of sensations as if an operation is being done on you, but of course, like you're in your room by yourself and there's no one around. To just be aware that that's what's happening. Psychic surgery is going on. So I'm also hearing a rebirth, that this watching this video, receiving this healing, is going to be a rebirth for some of you. Like you're being reborn into your divine feminine power, your divine feminine wisdom. And you're letting go of older energy that might have served you well up to this point, but is no longer necessary, is no longer going to take you to where you want to go. So you're going to be leaving that behind, and it just feels like a big death and rebirth sort of thing. So you might be aware of the death energy as well, which can be quite difficult energy if you've never come across it before. So for me, it sometimes pops in as random thoughts about death. Things like that, and it's just the death energy trying to get my attention, to acknowledge that this is what's happening, that there's an old part of me that is dying, and then the new part of me is going to be reborn. So just be aware if that happens for you, that it's death energy being present. And it seems, I'm also hearing the word transformation. I'm seeing that card in tarot, you know, the death card. It's all about transformation, and that is what it feels like, the energy that's coming in, the big death and rebirth energy, because you are transforming, going from maybe a state of where you were not balanced, where you were in your masculine energy more so than your divine feminine, and divine feminine energy is more your dominant energy. So where you are, yeah, it is a massive it's a massive change, it's a massive transformation to go from being in more divine masculine or masculine energy to divine feminine energy. It is a huge transition, and it does feel like this is the process that's going to be unfolding for you, that you're receiving during this healing meditation today. And it will require some changes in your behavior. So just to give you an example, masculine energy is very much about go, 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 do, like you're just constantly doing, you're constantly taking action, this sort of thing, where divine feminine energy is much more getting into the flow, and it can be kind of like get the intuitive hits and then take the action, which maybe you mightn't be so used to doing. You might be just used to just like doing the action, like logically operating from logic and being like, okay, well, I need to take this step, and that's what I need to do. And that's very much masculine, being masculine energy, whereas it might be a change for you then to go into that flow state or that resting state first, where you are receptive to receiving that intuitive hit, the intuitive guidance, and only then do you take the action. So that's what I mean by like behavioral changes, because there is quite a lot. If you were in the masculine energy and you're coming into the divine feminine, it can be hard to get used to, but it feels like your healing team and the leopards are going to help you with this transition and this transformation of moving more into balance and moving more into that divine feminine energy, and to ask them for help if you are finding it difficult, if you're struggling, to just ask the leopards, your healing team, whoever it is that you like to work with, if it's the angels, if it's the dragons, whoever it is, to just send up a prayer and say, could you please help me with this, because I'm really struggling with this. Really important to remember, because you need to ask for help, because you have free will. They're not going to be able to interfere or involve themselves if you don't ask them, and that's why it's really important. And I think I say it in a lot of my videos that you need to ask, just ask them for help. Okay. Okay, as this energy continues to move down into your root chakra, opening up your root. So it feels like there's some energy around feeling unsafe to be in your divine feminine power. to operate from your divine feminine energy, to be in that feminine energy, the femininity that you hold within. So some clearing happening around that, some healing. Because there is a lot of issues in relation to abuse and trauma where the divine feminine power has been abused and you've been traumatized as a result, and as a result you feel very unsafe in this energy, the divine feminine energy. So there is a lot of clearing and healing and support coming in to help you with this. It's quite complex, it's quite extensive bit of work. Because it's not only in this life but in past lives. It's a pattern in the world at large, to be perfectly honest, where the divine feminine power has been abused, and it is a pattern that we are moving out of right now, where a lot of people are coming back into their divine feminine energy and are breaking that cycle of the divine feminine energy being abused. It's a karmic cycle. So as this energy continues down into your knee chakras, opening your knees to receive whatever it is you need, it does feel like it is some clearing and healing to help you to stand in your divine feminine power, to stand up for yourself, to stand your ground, to advocate for yourself. I'm hearing also. There's something about like standing up to authority figures, because the authority figure tries to tell you what's best for you and you know that's not what's best for you. So it's about standing up for what you know what's best for you. Standing up for that. A lot of injustice as well around the knees when it comes to authority figures. Where you might have just had instances, exactly what I was saying, like the authority figure said, no, this is the way that it is, I am deciding that this is best for you, and maybe internally you might not have been able to say it at the time, but you knew it wasn't best for you, but for whatever reason you mightn't have been able to say it, but it just felt like you were forced to do something that wasn't best for you, and that's, as a result, there's lots of injustice. I'm hearing from the leopards that it's criminal to be forced into doing something that you do not want to do. Abuse of your divine feminine power. A lot of healing, a lot of clearing around this. It's very extensive, it's very deep. I'm just seeing like a load of different layers and almost like a root at the very bottom. So the leopards are going to help you uncover the different levels and layers and work through them, so that you can get to the root of the issue and pull it out. It's clearing, and it's like reseeding it with energy that you actually want, like divine feminine power, strength, courage, these sorts of energies. Excuse me. Lots of clearing. As the energy continues down into your feet chakras, opening up your feet. Some energy, some healing going in about being able to walk this path, being able to fully embody your divine feminine energy, to stand in your power, to take the steps that you know you need to take. I'm also hearing support as well. Again, a lot of support for you from the leopards, from your healing teams of light. But then it's also about getting the support that you need for this and this journey. Whoever and whatever that looks like for you, a trusted friend, a colleague, a doctor, a psychiatrist, an energy healer, whatever it is, whoever it might be, that you can trust to talk about these sorts of stuff when they come up and help you to work through it. So very important to have that support, to have your support network. And some of you might feel that you don't have that, you don't have anyone around you that you can trust, in which case I would say to lean on your healing team of light in the spirit world. But I'm also hearing that they're coming, that you will have that support network. You just might have to wait a while for it, but they're coming. Thank you. As the energy continues to travel down into the ground and into your Earth Star chakra, just opening up your Earth Star chakra to receive. So seeing a lot of, looks like yellow, golden, molten gold energy going into your Earth Star chakra. So I'm hearing it is for unlocking, activating and awakening light codes to sovereignty. And freedom from toxic masculine authority. Thank you. Again, just an opportunity to connect in and see what you can sense as this energy goes into your Earth Star chakra. You might also feel it in the throat as well, that's where I'm feeling it. And in the heart. Solar plexus and sacral, because it seems like there's threads between all of those chakras coming up from your Earth Star. Wow, this is super deep stuff. Super extensive work going on. I did not expect it. I'm just hearing about then some of you going on a journey in relation to this. A journey to become sovereign. The journey of sovereignty. The journey of freeing yourself from toxic masculinity. Yeah, for some of you, so it's like a start. Some of you are in a midpoint, and then others of you, this is like the end where you have managed to free yourself from that, and you are now going to be standing in your sovereignty. Thank you. So there's also something about receiving downloads in relation to this. So either during this session or later on, days, weeks, and months, I'm hearing. For some of you. As we continue with this grounding cord going through this of leopard energy, down through the different levels and layers of the earth, traveling through the crystal caves, so I've never heard of this before, but I'm just hearing like leopard jasper. It seems like some of you are being connected into that. I'm gonna have to look that up for myself later. But do feel free, if that resonates, to have a wee look up at that energy, because you're going to be connected into this energetically, this crystal that's going to support you on this journey, or to support you with where you're at right now, for whatever it is that you might need. Thank you. As the grounding cord continues to travel down through the other different levels and layers of the earth, and I'm going to ask that you are plugged into Mother Earth Gaia, separately and independently from one another, with Gaia's permission, of course. Ooh, wow. And I'm just going to call in Mother Earth Gaia, calling in Mother Earth Gaia, calling in Mother Earth Gaia. Hello, Gaia. I'm just seeing Gaia coming in. She looks like a lady made out of plants right now. Sometimes I see her differently, but on this occasion she looks like she's made out of plants, like vines and stuff, and she's completely surrounded by animals. Lot of love from Gaia for the animals, for the animal kingdom. They're like her babies. I'm just going to ask Gaia to ground, earth, anchor, connect, and align each and every one of you to her beautiful energy now, please. And to ensure that you are 100% embodied, or as much as you can be, in your physical body right now. So I'm seeing green vines coming up from Gaia's heart. They're traveling around that leopard energy, twinning, like vining, creeping around it, like the creeper vine, sort of growing up around the leopard energy and up into your Earth Star chakra, grounding, earthing, anchoring, connecting, and aligning you to Gaia's beautiful energy. So there's so much support for you from Gaia in relation to this, in relation to embodying your divine feminine power, your divine feminine wisdom, your divine femininity. and to ask Gaia to support you on this quest, is what I'm hearing. Because she will be glad and will gladly do so. So it feels like there's kinship between you and Gaia as a divine feminine energy herself. She feels your pain. She understands. She knows where you're coming from. She gets it on a really deep level, because it feels like Gaia herself has also experienced abuse of her divine feminine power. So she's standing in solidarity with you and has so much love. There's so much support. There's so much guidance there from Gaia for you to just reach out whenever you might need. Because she's there to help you every step of the way. To bring that balance in, to balance the divine masculine and divine feminine energies. And in order to do that, you need to fully embody your feminine. As Gaia's energy continues to climb up into your feet chakras, grounding, earthing, anchoring, as it climbs up into your ankles, shins, knees, thighs, root, earthing and anchoring you to her beautiful energy. So I'm seeing like roots being put down for some of you, and it's like stability sort of energy, that you'll feel more stable, you'll feel more secure in the divine feminine energy. So the transition might be difficult, might be a bit rocky, you might feel very uncomfortable because you're moving from a state and energy that you've known for probably your whole life, and then to shift into the unknown, energy that you've not known before. It's like getting out of your comfort zone, so you might feel really uncomfortable. But once you get there and you make the transition, it'll feel more stable, it'll feel more secure once you settle in. Just moving. My leg has gone numb. As Gaia's energy continues to travel up your abdomen, and into your chest, and I'm seeing rose energy. Rose coming into bloom in your heart chakra, your higher heart. And if you haven't connected with rose energy, oh my goodness, I would so encourage you to do so, because it's absolutely beautiful and is just the embodiment of divine feminine energy. I do have a rose initiation video, which I'm going to link down in the description box if you want to check it out. The sound is shocking, but the energy is great. Also, to look up the spiritual meaning of rose, because there's a message there for you if you feel drawn. So specifically, I'm seeing white roses. I'm also seeing a red rose and a blue rose. So blue rose is very much in connection to Pleiadian energy. I did also do a light language transmission for the blue rose. If you want to check that out as well, I'll leave that in the description box too. But yeah, beautiful rose energy coming in. As Gaia's energy continues down your shoulders, arms, and into the palms of your hands, just grounding, earthing, anchoring you to her beautiful energy. So I'm seeing Gaia holding your hand as well for support, for guidance. I'm hearing for leading the way. As her energy continues to climb into your throat chakra. So something happening here in relation to your voice, finding your voice. It feels like unearthing your voice. Maybe you've been silent for a long time. Or have had to suppress your voice for whatever reason. Feels like Gaia's energy is coming in to support you, to reconnect you with your voice, to find your voice, to speak your truth. And I'm also being guided. Geez, there's lots of videos in this one. So I have a truth activation healing, which I will also link down in the description box. Might be beneficial for some of you. It is about speaking your truth, this sorts of energy. So I'll leave that in the description box as well. As Gaia's energy continues to climb from your neck into your face, your chin, lips, cheeks, nose, eyes, third eye, forehead, crown, just grounding, anchoring, connecting, earthing, anchoring you to her beautiful energy. Some clearing happening there as well. As your energy continues to climb up into your soul star chakra, up further still into your stellar gateway chakra. So I'm feeling that some of you have galactic connections. Pleiadians, like I mentioned, Andromedans, Lyrian, Syrian. There's a whole host of them. But you might have connections, or you might be a star seed, a galactic star seed. Because it feels like coming into your divine feminine power is your mission, your job, your light worker mission, your star seed mission. There's some sort of connection here between that. So you also have support from the galactic realms in relation to this, to reach out as well if you know your connection, and if you don't, to ask, to just put it out there and see what comes back for you. As we bring Gaia's energy up and ask that you are connected into the earth grid or galactic grid, whichever one is best for you at this time, so that you're fully and supported above and below, held within a sacred container, safe to venture into your womb space, guided by the leopards today. Thank you, Gaia. Okay, so I'm going to invite you to visualize a door in your mind's eye, and this door will bring you directly to your womb space, your womb energy. And I'm just being guided to pause here, to just really drop into yourself, to drop into your heart, and to get in touch with your feelings, to just acknowledge how you feel standing in front of this door, about to open it into your womb space. Because for some of you, I'm feeling like apprehensive, I'm feeling dread, I'm feeling fear. Like there's old memories here that you don't want to unleash or kind of disturb these old memories. I'm seeing things around abuse, around miscarriages, around like surgery, trauma, things to do with, bad period pain, cramps, these sorts of things. So you could be dreading it or apprehensive for a variety of reasons, but that's just the feelings that are coming up that I'm feeling right now. And to just take a second or a minute or two to acknowledge what those feelings are that you're feeling right now. Also feeling a lot of tension in the body here, like you're bracing yourself. A lot of stress. Anxiety. Dis-ease. Terror. Discomfort. And like feeling held back. Or like you're holding yourself back, should I say. And after acknowledging whatever it is that's coming up for you, I'm just seeing a leopard appear on your left side, which is commonly known as the divine feminine side. So right for divine masculine, left for divine feminine. And a leopard is appearing on your left side. It's like, well, it's a massive cat, so it's doing that thing where it brushes itself up against your leg, as cats do, except on a much bigger scale than a normal cat. Just letting you know that the leopard is here with you. As we all venture into the womb space. And when you're ready, I'd invite you to put your hands on that door handle, the doorknob, whatever way your doors appeared for you, and to just open your door and step through. So the leopard is leading the way, has kind of like bolted right into the womb space, and you might have followed in a bit reluctantly as you close the door behind you. So I'm kind of seeing, oh, it's going to be hard to describe. Almost like, well, it looks like tissue, like human flesh tissue type thing, like a pink sort of light coming through, but it's also really dark. And we're just going to take a minute or two to acclimatize to this energy of your womb space. If you want to sit down, for some of you, because I see like some of you just sitting down, and to take a second to tune in and feel the energy. And the leopard is very much present. And it's like the leopard is a conduit. It's going to help you bridge the gap and connect into this energy and bring messages through for you. So it might not necessarily be during this session, but it will be further down the line. It's like going to channel the wisdom of the womb space for you when you connect into leopard energy. Okay. And if it feels comfortable for you to do so, to place your hands on your womb space. If not, no worries at all. Just leave them wherever they're comfortable. And to just bring your energy, your awareness, your attention down to that area and breathe in deeply 3 times. I'm hearing your womb has a message for you. And I'm going to ask the leopards to make sure that you receive this message, that this energy is brought up into your conscious awareness so that you can fully receive it, that you hear it clearly, and that you understand it. And we're just going to sit in silence for a minute or two to receive this message, because it's going to be different for everyone. beautiful. And for some of you, you might receive more later. Because for me, I received a message, but then I also saw a book with something written in it, but I couldn't see what the words were, and I heard the message, not for now, for later. So it might be the case for some of you also. Thank you. As the leopard steps forward, so I'm seeing 3 of them, as well as your leopard that's beside you, as they come through now to share some wisdom for you. We are the divine feminine code keepers, the keys, if you will. The keys for the door that unlocks divine femininity within. And I'm just seeing a key, and it's like it's dangling in front of you, kind of in the air. And I'm getting the distinct impression it's up for you to put your hand down and receive the key if this is something that you would like to receive. I'm hearing it is a gift from the Jaguars to humanity, to you. To go on a journey to unlock the divine femininity within. This energy has been present on Earth for eons, but it has been suppressed, it has been abused, it has been locked away. It has been deemed too powerful for powers that felt threatened by it. But now the time has come to unlock this door, to unleash this divine feminine power from within. Because the divine feminine energy is rising on the planet. It cannot be stopped. It will not be stopped. As the divine feminine comes into her power, into her sovereignty, and stands equally beside the divine masculine energy. The powers that were, who have sought to corrupt this energy, who have sought to entrap it, to contain it, will not succeed any longer. She is rising. Like a beautiful phoenix from the ashes. Ablaze with power, with divine feminine rage and determination to get the job done. She will not be stopped. She cannot be stopped. There is no other force greater on the planet today than a woman fully embodying her divine feminine power. She is a force to be reckoned with. And this is known. And this is why this energy has been contained. It has been abused. It has been entrapped. It has been suppressed. Because the dark forces on the planet know this power. And they are afraid of it. Because there is no mountain that cannot be moved when a divine feminine warrior puts their mind to it. So, fair warrior, decide, and it is done. That is your power. And that is what they do not want you to know. That you need only decide to get the job done. Decide what it is that you want. Decide for manifesting. Decide for setting intentions. And you deciding means that it is as good as done. So I'm seeing something to do with like a cat tail. Well, I'm seeing a leopard tail moving, waggling. Excuse me. Like really up high. I think it's you know when cats show that they like you, they move their tail in a certain way. I know when cats wiggle their tail in a certain way, it also means like danger or they're pissed off or something like that. But I'm just feeling like it is a good sign. Like the leopards are pleased that they've been heard, that you have made this, that you have taken this step, that you have connected in with your womb, this sort of thing. And that message was emotional. You know, my voice was cracking as I was saying it, bringing through that message, that wisdom. You might feel it in your heart. There's something happening there. It might have resonated. It might not have. You might receive other messages going forward. But that is the message the Leopard collective consciousness wanted to impart to you today. I'm just going to check in and see if there's anything else before we venture out of the womb space. Okay, so it looks like the leopards have a gift for you. So I'd invite you to put out your hands in front of you to receive this gift, and they're going to place it into the palms of your hands. I'm hearing a lot of these gifts are going to be symbolic, so to look up the spiritual meaning of that gift, or you receive the gift and it's something that speaks to you, that's something that's known to you, you know, you have a special connection with that type, whatever it is that they've gifted you. Could be something that you've been wanting for a while as well, and the leopards are just bringing that forward for you. And then also, if you'd like to place whatever it is they've gifted you into your heart, feel free to do so if that feels right. Thank you. Okay, so thanking the leopards for their wisdom that they've imparted, the messages. And I'm hearing the leopards will convey other messages to you after this session, to be on the lookout for the signs. And as we venture back out of our womb space with our leopard in tow, and we close the door behind us, thanking our womb space for the message, for the wisdom imparted. And as I begin to close down this space, I'm hearing to just take a minute or two to connect in with your heart space. Placing your hands there if that feels comfortable to do so or not, because there's a message there for you. So if you'd like to just bring your energy, your attention, your awareness to your heart and breathe from that place to receive the message, and I'm just going to close us down. While you do that, just going to ask the various healing teams of light to ensure that you are fully grounded, earth anchored, connected and aligned, 100% embodied, or as much as you can be at the time, and any excess energy is brought down through your chakras and sent into Gaia to be grounded now, please. Thank you. Please balance, harmonize, stabilize, recalibrate, realign all levels, layers, bodies, fields, and systems of everyone here in alignment with divine feminine power, wisdom, strength, and courage, and grace. Thank you. Please zip up our auras, zip up our auras, zip up our auras, so we feel strong, safe, secure within our auric field, confidently walking on our path to embody fully and completely the divine feminine power and wisdom. Thank you. Anything that was open, close it down. Healing portals, vortexes, channels, the sacred space, your chakras. Anything that was open, close it down. Anything that was open, close it down. And I'm just going to ask to be disconnected, disconnected, disconnected from all the beautiful souls that I connected in with for this healing. Returning your energy to you and returning my energy to me, so we are separate and independent once more. Thank you. Thank you very much to the various healing teams of light, the Wombspace, and the leopards, as well as you for being here, for taking part in this healing. From my heart to yours, namaste. So, I hope you were able to receive a message from your heart with me there babbling on to close down the space. Do feel free to stay in your heart space after this video ends in order to receive that message. And other than that, if you have time, if you can take time out for yourself just to lie down, to let the energies settle and integrate, because you have received a huge amount of energy during this session. Some clearing may happen, other older energies might come up for you to acknowledge and process. That will be easier to do when you're lying down, and also will give your energy time to settle and integrate. I will leave down some post sort of session guidelines in the description box as well, so have a look at them if you feel called, and do be gentle on yourself, because it was a really deep and extensive healing. I was not expecting that, but I love doing this work because it is really about expecting the unexpected with this beautiful leopard energy. Do be on the lookout for further messages from the leopards, or indeed your healing team of light, and do remember to ask them for any help and support that you might need. And other than that, thank you so much for being here if you've made it this far, because I know it's been a long video, but I really appreciate your presence here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.